come into the final matchup of round one. Johanne Defay takes on Tatiana Weston-Webb and Bronte Macaulay. Non-elimination, second and third go on to round two. And the winner will skip right into round three. Joe Turpel alongside former world champ, former Bells Beach champion Martin Potter. Potts, we talked about ringing that bell, which is very prestigious, but you also get a mini bell if you make the final out here, is that correct?
You do, yeah, you get a sort of a mini bell, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit smaller than
just
the
a
one
little guy, yeah,
for.
a little guy, which kind of reminds you that you weren't the champ. You know, you've taken down pretty much everyone you come up against except that last heat, and you let it slide, and I think that hurts the most.
Now getting this heat started is our surfer from Reunion Island representing France, Johanne Defay. Carves off the top, just playing with the whitewater, feeling her way in the pocket, and now a nice high line draw back into the power source. So keep on ripping all the way through, and now Tatiana gets started. Beautiful panned out shot to see how much energy is in this ocean, and Tati going up and down on her backhand. Jams it out the back, and Defay's already thinking about a finishing move. You can see this gigantic playing field we have out front at Bells. Defay steps off right in front of the rocks. And now Tati will get a little bit slipped up on her final move. Score's coming in quickly, and now it's up to our injury replacement wildcard, Bronte Macaulay, to get started. So now looking at Johanne Defay making her way back out to the lineup after doing some damage on this wave. What'd you like about the beginning?
Yeah, just nice, easy approach, you know, getting the ball rolling, nothing too radical. Getting her feet in the right place, which is a good move here. Now it starts to stand up. This is where you got to capitalize. Done all the hard work. Nice jam back into the pocket, and you can see the difference of approach now with Johanne on the inside, Tatiana out the back. Tatiana trying to get that board in the pocket. Johanne slashing away through the inside. So great little have a look there on the difference of approach with the Bells Beach Bowl here on your front side and back side. Johanne finished off, which is going to be good in the eyes of the judges. Tatiana, just a little bit of a mistake at the end of that one there, but two solid scores.
You can see Tatiana's confidence every time she just paddles into a wave. First turn was at the money turn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was the perfect way to start. Now she's got the rhythm going, her confidence is up. She realizes her feet are in the right place. Three solid turns right there. No mucking around from Tatiana Weston-Webb. Just getting that board in the right place at the right time, and again unloads a massive snap. So Tatiana on her way to a huge, you can see the face there, she's like, no! It's gonna hinder her scoring potential just a little bit, but I think all the damage was done, Joe.
Every event's different now. I've never approached an event different in my life, so this is the first time I'm approaching every event as an individual, and I'm really enjoying that. It's throwing up all new challenges, but I'm absolutely thriving.
All right, Tyler, well, whatever you're doing, it's working, and we can't wait to watch you in round three. Back to you, boys.
Thank you very much, Rosie Hodge, and great to hear from Tyler Wright. So composed, she knew what her game plan was, and she went straight into round three. Coming off that interview into a backside hack under the lip from Tatiana Weston-Webb, but she can't hang on. Tati did open with a 7.0. Defay start a 6.33, and now Johanne steps off once again, and just waiting for Bronte Macaulay to get involved in this matchup.
You know, her surfing suits so many waves on the tour, so if she can come out of those events with good results and then back it up with the one she loves.
Big hack out the back from Johanne Defay as she times that snap off the lip. There's that front side carve. Slowing down the pace to match the speed of this wave with that roundhouse, and now she'll just keep fading with that hook. Defay, remember, had the 6.33 before this. And now just working hard for a finishing move. Now winding up for it. She attacks it but goes down.
You know, it's a tricky section, that last one, Joe. I mean, you can see the boils, and there's so much lump and bump, and then, you know, to add to it, you right at the finish of the wave, your legs are burning. You're starting to think, okay, I need one more turn, and nothing works out. So sometimes that last turn can be very important difference between winning and losing.
You know how Flores is backing Johanne Defay. He really loves that she represents Reunion Island on the top 17. And now we get to see that she has more strengths than just that rail game as we take a look back at the replay.
Yeah, beautiful opening maneuver, which is, as I said, so important. You want to be in that right place on the reef so you're not chasing it. You know, the thing is, as soon as you start chasing this wave, you know, you miss a section, and then you think, okay, now I need to do something real special. And that's when mistakes happen at Bells. You want to be casual. You want to take your time. You want to wait for the wave to allow you to do those turns. You can't force it. Right there, that last section, very tricky. And when you try and force that last section, things are going to go wrong.
So you can see how different the waves looks from start to finish here at Bells and how many moods it has. She's able to get a solid start on this last wave pass.
Yeah, I mean, look how bumpy and lumpy and challenging it is, even just to set the rail and keep that nice smooth transition. I mean, you know, it's hard to do out here, and the ladies are making it look really easy. Right now the legs are starting to burn, you're starting to breathe. You can't forget to breathe on this wave because it's a long wave. You'll sometimes hold your breath because you really don't want to make any mistakes. And then you think to yourself, hang on a sec, I'm not breathing. Start breathing, finish that wave off, take those deep breaths. It'll give you that little bit more energy right at the end.
I guess focusing on criteria, you can really see a great example of the challenge of having flow. We have speed, power, and flow in one statement. Priority is with Bronte Macaulay as she's waiting for a serious comeback roll. She just has a 2.0 to her name, needs a 9.43 to go straight into first. Moving around that whitewater section. Surfer from Western Australia, nice steady, easy pace. Warbly little whitewater section off the lip and she'll match it. Now looking for another big backhand connection. Nice easy tempo and rhythm. Macaulay started with a 2.0. How do you like the last effort putt?
Yeah, much better, much better. Just, you know, she looked confident. She was holding the rail off that bottom turn nicely, connecting with the lip on a bunch of occasions. So it's going to be a nice little score to get her back on track. And that's what you want to do in this round, Joe. Even if you don't come out with the win, things don't go your way, you want to get at least a couple of good waves under your belt, build that confidence. So even if you're going into round number 2, you know, you're carrying, you know, a lot more confidence. Even if it's at the back end, you want to get 1 or 2 good waves under your belt.
It's with 3-time world champ Carissa Moore being the best modern-day bell surfer with 3 straight wins. We'll get back to that idea with Bronte up on the replay.
Yeah, you can see how tricky this wave is to ride. I mean, look how much bump there is on the face, so you've got to really pick your place, get nice and low, get that low center of gravity so you sort of got your balance all in check. I love this turn right here. Tricky section to hit, but timed it absolutely perfect. The thing with Bronte is she's constantly got her head looking over her shoulder, which you heard from Bianca is tough to do, you know, all the time through this wave. But it looks like Bronte's got that body language where she's actually got that upper part of her body maybe a little bit more pivoted, so looking over her shoulder is not as difficult.
But his lines, even for goofy footers, are almost not comparable to anyone else but himself. As we see this goofy foot Hawaiian up now. Tatiana hard off the bottom. Little backside snap. Using a lot of the wave here. She'll jam it off the top, but a tricky section takes her down.
The back foot slipped off. You know, that's sometimes, I guess that's why the deck pads are coming into play, because before they did, your foot would be searching for the sweet spot, and then obviously slip off the back. But even with the pads, that still happens.
Now locking in to this one is Bronte Macaulay. Hard off the bottom, a huge first turn, weightless on the drop back to the flats, but it's only good for one maneuver. Macaulay, the injury wild card, is improving though. Her last of 5.10, and now this is Johanne Defay. Hard off the bottom and a huge hack off the top to start. Former breakthrough performer of the year now gets a little carve in. She'll fade quickly. Now this wall's starting to stretch out. She'll have an oncoming section for a finishing move, and she'll just hit it real quick under the lip to straighten out.
That was a smart move right there. I mean, it didn't offer her a radical finish, so she didn't try and force it. She just connected the dots, got that little turn in, finished the wave off. It's gonna set well with the judges, especially when she knew she was on her way to a big score with that opening turn. I mean, that opening turn will rival most turns we've seen today. So Johanne Defay, I'm impressed with the hard work she's done. She looks fitter. She's got a good set of boards under her feet, and she's starting to do some innovative stuff.
The beginning of the season for Defay wasn't her favorite, but then things start getting better and better in her career.
What about the beginning of this wave? Look at that turn right there. Are you kidding me? That was a lot of commitment from Johanne Defay, driving off that tail. You know, we talk about her doing a lot of hard work, getting that technique down. Obviously, Jeremy in her corner, so I'm sure he's been helping her out with a lot of stuff. This was what impressed me. Okay, that wasn't too radical, but in the end of the day, she couldn't afford to fall off on that. If she wanted to maximize the points, that just showed control. That showed a smart approach, a smart surfer right there.
They always left it all on the line, and they became 2 of the most successful surfers ever because of that crazy rivalry we had 2 minutes ago. This is Defay. A lot of speed, big rip off that first section. She'll sit on that next climb.
Wow.
and then slowly ride out. So 2 creative moves for Defay, and then we'll see Tatiana snapping off the top. Tati fighting for the win, and Defay trying to protect it as she's into the inside corner. Little backside hook, keeping that control nice and solid for the surfer from Kauai. Now looking to finish right in front of Defay. She's got the lip showing up, winds up and hits it really solid. So Tati looking to improve on a 3.83. Here comes Bronte Macaulay. 1:22, this might be her last chance. Hitting a 9.23.
Oh.
Had an easy pace until that whitewater took her board out, and she'll go down. Looks like Macaulay will be preparing for a matchup in round 2. And now we'll focus on Defay and Weston-Webb on the last exchange.
Well, Defay needs a 6.33 to, well, that's her second highest scoring ride. She needs to better that. And Tatiana, well, she's looking to better a 3.83, but I'll tell you what, Bronte was on her way to a screamer, Joe.
Bronte Macaulay will pick this one up on the inside just to recover. Winds up and shows that solid back-end rail game to finish. As she'll be coming into the beach, having a quick talk with her father, Dave Macaulay, former CT Ripper, former member of the top 3. One thing we've been loving about Macaulay is her just composure at Snapper Rocks. Took down huge names, and she looked really comfortable walking down the beach. Obviously, her game plan wasn't effective in this matchup, but wouldn't be surprised if she bounces back in round 2.
No, absolutely right. I think she waited just a little bit too long to get the ball rolling. You know, these 2 tenacious competitors, Johanne Defay and Tatiana, didn't give her an inch. You know, they were always around there, hassling for waves, both very active surfers, always posting scores. So it comes down to that last exchange, and I'm not surprised.
So Johanne Defay now into the inside. We hear the final horn sound from the opening round of competition, and we're waiting for the numbers from the judges to see the decision from the last seat of the day. Remember, Defay had the 6.33 start, wave number 5, an 8.0. Tatiana started with the 7.0, so she was looking for at least a 7.34 to turn this one around and go straight into round 3, and she had some really solid turns along the way.
There it is. There's the score from Johanne's last wave.
A 6.2 for Johanne Defay, so the situation didn't change. Defay still out front. Now we'll wait to see if Tati had a 7.34 on the final to skip right into round 3. The fans are always so cool down here at Bells Beach. Pretty quiet on the opening day, but coming into Easter weekend, we expect a maxed out crowd.
Maxed.
If you guys are coming down here early tomorrow, get here bright and early for a potential start. Now judges are calling for the replay. What'd you like here, Putz?
Well, I just, just the flow that she's got. Obviously a difficult wave to ride. Johanne's wave was a little bigger, so it has, Tati's going to have that white water. She always connects with that last turn. That's the impressive part of her surfing. I'm not sure whether it was better than her first wave. I'm sure the judges will be looking at that. I thought she had more substantial turns on her opening ride, but it's going to be close.
And now Tati still waits for the decision. Scores now drifting in from that last wave. Remember, she had a 7.0 a long time ago, and then now a 6.3 coming in. And she just had a quick 1-point ride on her way into the beach, so a very close effort in this last matchup. Johanne Defay, with that 8.0, was able to turn in the best number of the matchup, and she's looking solid moving into the next round.
Very solid. I mean, that was to me, that was a correct result. Obviously, Tatiana surfed amazingly. Bronte Macaulay, had she made that last wave, I think that she would have thrown herself back in the mix. She only needed a 9.23, so she's got to fine-tune a couple of mistakes from Bronte, but I'm sure Dad's going to help her through that. They'll go back and watch the heat analyzer and pick the eyes out of it, as Dad always does.
Always. It's an important job, and Dave Macaulay is a great one to do it for Bronte. Also, Doug will be doing it for Tatiana Weston-Webb. Johanne Defay straight into round 3.